Hey guys, Josh here, JDMegaSwagg with the double G, getting our swag on with some Call of Duty Black Ops, playing some free-for-all. Gonna talk about the gameplay just for a second. I joined this game not at the beginning, as you can see. I joined it kinda early, but this is not a intensely good gameplay. Why I wanted to upload this is because I take probably a second place free-for-all, and at the very end I turn it into a first place, and I end up getting a chopper gunner at the very end. So it's actually an alright gameplay towards the end, but throughout it may not be the best. So I hope that you guys still enjoy. I love getting those games where you just turn around and you end up winning the whole thing. So I hope that you guys enjoy, and let's go ahead and dive right into the commentary. So what am I going to be talking about today? Today I'm going to tell you guys another story, and basically this story is one that changed my life forever, I think. Anyways, I hope it's forever. But if you don't know, I kind of used to be sort of the bad kid, I guess you could say. I wasn't like going to jail or anything. I wasn't stealing cars. I wasn't selling drugs on the streets or anything. But I was definitely doing things that I probably shouldn't be doing. And you know, we're all kids at one point or another. I think we all make mistakes, but I was just making mistakes that were pretty costly to my future. And what I mean by that is my freshman year of high school, I was pretty much on this attitude as fuck school, I don't need school, and I'm going to fail all my classes. And I got some bad penalties for that, and I had to catch up. I had to work hard to pay off for my freshman year and be able to graduate on time, which I'm actually graduating this year. And it's still hard. It's still like you don't know if you're going to graduate because of past mistakes, and it's really regretful. But that's where it all started, was me doing bad in school, and then I started hanging around the wrong crowd, and before you know it, I was doing things that I shouldn't be doing, like drinking a lot and smoking weed and stuff. Now, I'm not saying if you drink or you smoke weed that you're a bad person, because I know plenty of people that do that, and they're perfectly good people, and I'm not judging you, so don't say I'm sitting here trying to judge you. I'm just saying that it's probably not the best for, you know, a 15 or 16 year old to do. It's definitely not a good thing for your future. And you know, I always used to watch those shows called Scared Straight. I don't know if you guys ever seen it. They basically used to take like criminals, like hardcore criminals, like Grand Theft Auto criminals, and people that have been getting arrested throughout their entire childhood, and they were like teenage kids, and they would take them and they would throw them into basically prisons, and these prisoners would get in their face and scream in their face. And always watching that show, I always didn't think I needed to go on that show, but I always thought if I did, that wouldn't be enough. I always said that wouldn't scare me, and trying to be a hard ass, I guess, to myself, even though no one would, I didn't tell this to anyone, but I thought that it would never scare me. But I found out I'm wrong. But let's go ahead and dive into the story real fast. Basically, I was at a St. Patrick's party. St. Patrick's Day is, you know, a good drinking day. Basically, they take all the beer, they dye it green, and everyone just parties, gets trashed. And that's what I was doing. We had green beer, we had Jello shots, we had a lot of alcohol, and we also had marijuana. And we were partying it up. Now, we had partied at the same exact house many times before, have never got caught, and we have been doing it for probably about a year, so we never had any idea that we would get caught. Her parents were perfectly cool. In fact, they were the ones buying us alcohol, and it was just kind of this thing that it was just a normal party, a normal thing that we were used to doing on the weekends, but now we're doing it on a holiday representing St. Patrick's Day, and it's just going to be a fun time, which it was. Don't get me wrong. I remember that night as a good time until the end. And basically, we were all partying it up, and more people kept showing up, and people kept coming down her street, showing up to the party, and before we know it, it was getting pretty big. And we never really had big parties. We had probably, you know, a gathering of 6, 7, 8 people, but we were getting up around 13 or 14 people. And I know some of you people out there, like in LA and New York, you guys are saying, what, that's pussy party, you know, we get like 20, 30 people a party. But I live in a small town, so that's a lot of people for a party here in my small town. So basically, we were kind of partying it up, and one girl just kind of lost it. She went so drunk, she was outside screaming, "Where is my house? Where is my house?" And everyone was like, "We don't know where the fuck you live. You came here." So basically, regardless, we had 2 of our guys go and take her home, and they just dropped her off at her house and left. And before you knew it, I'm asleep in the bed thinking that I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, gonna be hungover, and I'm gonna be sick tomorrow. But needless to say, I didn't even get to sleep till tomorrow. I got woke up about 4 or 5 in the morning by the girls that we were partying at. Her parents had came and woke me up, and everyone in the room with me. At this point, a lot of people had left the party and went back to their houses, which, God, I wish I would have. But, you know, all the people that were still there basically got woke up. And they said the cops were outside and they needed to talk to us. We were like, ah, fuck. I was hoping that I was sobered up because, you know, I had been sleeping, so I thought maybe I had slept it off. But you have to think, I'm a tall guy, and I don't weigh a lot. I weigh about 110. So you got to think I'm a lightweight. You know, like 3 beers would get me pretty buzzed, which is kind of bad. But anyways, so we go outside, and I look, and there's about 4 cops standing there, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't run. I mean, it went through my head, I'm not gonna lie, it went through my head that if there was only 1 cop out there, that maybe I would run, and maybe everyone else would run, and hopefully he would go after someone else besides me. And once I saw there was 4 cops and I was barefoot, there was no way I was running. So I'm glad I didn't, though, because that would have made it worse. It would have made it a lot worse. I'm sure he would have called for backup, and I'm sure I would have got caught. But basically, we get outside, and there had been a abduction call of the girl that had, you know, freaked out and said she didn't know where her house was. So we were like, oh fuck, someone kidnapped her. But for some reason, they thought that we had kidnapped her or something. Basically, they backtraced her steps to this party and found out where she was at. That's how she found out. That's how they found out about us. And of course, they started to deal with us more than the girl, the issue that the girl was missing. After we told her that, or told the cops that we didn't know where she was, then they were like, oh, well, have you guys been drinking tonight? And they asked me, shining the light in my face. I said no, and they knew I was lying because they could smell it on my person. They breathalyzed me. I came back, you know, being underage, any amount of alcohol in your blood, they have perfectly good consent to arrest you. And that's exactly what they did with me. They arrested me. I went down to the station, and long story short, my parents were very understanding, and we worked through it, and it changed me. It made me realize I didn't have to do probation or anything, but I did a little bit of house arrest. But the thing is, it changed me because it made me realize that I was on a path to nowhere. And what I mean by that is it kept getting worse and worse. Every party, I would do something worse. I would start getting more and more closer to doing things like pills, and I don't even know where I would be at right now. If I kept going down that road, I think I would have dropped out of high school. I think I would have probably be on some pretty heavy drugs right now, and I'd probably be close to an alcoholic. And I'm going to make another commentary here soon about why it's good to change your life from that. Now, I'm not saying that if you drink or smoke weed that you have to change, because if it's you, it's you. If you can control it, control it. As long as it's not an addiction, I think it's perfectly fine. But I don't do it anymore, and I'm glad I don't. And I just thought I'd tell you guys a little story that made me who I am today, and I hope that you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like this video, rate, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Peace.